All right, now we're going to complete this table. And it's not really a table, it's just a list of problems. I'm hoping that you can see this calculator. I was just doing some math. But 2 raised to the 4th, it means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, literally 4 2's. Calculators have this little button that makes an exponent. So 2 raised to the 4th, that's what that means, is 16, which makes sense. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Keeping on going, 2 raised to the 3rd means 8. 2 squared is 4. 2 to the 1st means 2 times nothing, just 2. This is the sneaky one. Watch this. 2 raised to the 0 is 1. That means take no, like you're not repeating any 2's when the exponent is 0. So that's a different one. 2 raised to the 0 is 1. Here's a funny one, a negative exponent. 2 raised to the negative 1 is a decimal, 0.5. That's the same as a 1/2, okay? 2 raised to the negative 2 is 0.25, or 1/4. If I added another one, 2 raised to the negative 3. 2 raised to the negative 3 is 0.125. These are decimals. So when it's the exponent is negative, do you see how their decimals are getting smaller and smaller and smaller? This is actually 1/8. If you do 1 divided by 8, you get 0.25. Cool fact. 2 raised to the 1st is 1/2, and 2 raised to the 1st is 2. 1/4 and 4 when the exponents are 2 and negative 2. 8 and 1/8 when the exponents are 3 and negative 3. They're reciprocals. They're reciprocals. So when we have a negative exponent, it kind of just makes it a fraction, flips it over. Okay? That's a tricky rule. We're going to learn about 5 or 6 rules about exponents. Today we're just going to talk about the first 2, and I kind of highlighted them here. It has to do with when the exponent is 0 and what happens when we have a negative exponent, which we had here. When the exponent is 0, this is my favorite rule. When the exponent is 0, the answer is always 1, no matter what the base is. So 6 to the 0 power is 1. I mean, you can check it on your calculator. 6 raised to the 0 is 1. 15 raised to the 0 is 1. 175 raised to the 0 is 1. No matter what you take the, no matter what base is, if you raise it to the 0 power, the answer is 1. That is magic. The second rule is negative exponents, and this one is historically the most challenging for 9th graders, but I know that you guys can do this. With negative exponents, we're going to flip them over. Flip to make exponent positive. That's kind of the general rule. We're going to flip the exponent, flip the problem over, make it a fraction or make it the reciprocal in order to make the exponent positive. I kind of think about it like this. If I have 3 to the negative 4th power, this exponent is unhappy. It's negative. It's very negative. Like it's angry. Like if it's a person, it's angry. It's a negative thing. In order to make it happy, it wants to move downstairs. It wants to have a new home. So it's kind of like an apartment building. I mean, this is kind of a silly analogy, but this exponent is unhappy on top. Because this is, to make this a fraction, we put it over 1. This exponent is unhappy on top. To make it happy, we move to the bottom, and then we could do the math. If we have a fraction with an exponent that's negative, if it was like this, and it was a negative exponent in the bottom, to make this negative 2